Aloha. Today I wanted to speak on a story that I've spoken on before, but I wanted to kind of go through it again because it came up last night, and I was just thinking about, like, this time around, looking at this story again, it seemed more simpler, and I just wanted to share how that was because it relates to humanity and even people who come from the biblical perspective and balances of nature and energy as a whole. And it makes sense to me as far as like perceiving the reality that we are in. It just fits. It's not like excuse me, the end all be all or anything. It's just something I've been thinking about. Before I go there, I wanted to share the importance, or I guess express the importance of dreams one more time, because you can do some amazing things in your dreams, and it's not like you're actually doing it, you're actually just experiencing it. So if you can remember those experiences, then that can actually be, over time, just imagine years and years of dreams, part of your reality that you remember, just like something that you've done. That's still you. The you that you are when you are awake is more of the you that you are when you are in your subconscious dream realm, because that's the you at a higher vibration. So just imagine what effect this has on children. Like, to be able to, like, I remember what it was like to want to go to sleep and want to go to sleep. And because I knew I was either going to be able to fly or I was going to be doing something crazy in my dreams that was really intense. It was a whole nother experience that was part of this experience. And when I would wake up, I could go back to sleep and go back into a dream. Just imagine like what that does to children if dreams are accepted into this reality as part of our experience. I mean, shamans interpret dreams all the time, and that's part of their experience. It is a medicine. It's a medicine for you. So, like, from my own personal experience, when I said that you actually go from the emotional body of your dreams. Like, you have to go through sections of yourself. Your conscious body has to be, in a sense, removed from your focus as the end all be all of your reality in order to get into a next level of dreams. One of the next levels of dreams that I've gotten into after, like, the nightmares, which is the beginning. This is why children have nightmares. After you get through the beginning of your dream spaces, then you can get into the challenges. So you are no longer subject to your reality. You are engaged in that reality. And it's the challenge to maintain your moment, your presence, to not get caught up in your emotional body and trigger yourself out of the dream, to hold space in an infinite space. That's what the dream realm is about. And another side to that is the conscious or physical reality that we are existing in today is all about triggering your emotions and locking you into a linear frame of thought. This is what the scientism community is. You can see that the scientism community in Hollywood and politics and the heliocentric model, everything is about creating limitations for you so that you stay dormant. You don't wake up. In order for your dreams to come true, you have to wake up. If you're never waking up, you're never going to be able to experience and create your dreams. You can dream about them forever, but if you don't wake up, you're not going to be able to experience them. But you're not going to be able, also, you're not going to be able to experience your dreams if you don't dream. So this is why the physical reality is so, as we see it today, as it's manipulated by the so-called powers that be, like these Discovery Channel, National Geographic, NASA, the politicians, the university system, your education system, all of the systems that are designed to create limitations for you, to lock you into the same way. This is how I'm thinking. This is how I'm explaining everything, like in the last video. All of the systems that are interrelated within the fiat currency system, that is a direct reflection of, or a direct manifestation of, the destructive intelligence program that means to separate you, the spirit, like the peak of the spiritual warfare. So anything that's the peak of the warfare that you can observe, that's tangible, like you can see, like the psychological warfare and the actual boots on the ground warfare, the politics, all that is a side effect to the spiritual warfare. So you can understand like the grips on humanity that goes into like your human resources. That's an actual spiritual warfare. So this is what I don't understand, what's so difficult for a lot of the people who are aware of a lot of this so-called conspiracy information, and this like false flag information, and all this information that's available for people to that's proven to you that these entities and this system as a whole has zero concern with your well-being. I don't see how it's so. I see how people can get there. I know everybody is on their journey on their own pace and their own speed. I know that. It just gets difficult sometimes when you're speaking to people and then you bring up something that is not really out of the, like, totally crazy, but it's just seen that way because of the way people are still locked into their belief systems, whether we know it or not. Like the way the colonial system, the colonial universe is designed, the university system as a whole, NASA and so forth. This is a church. This is a religion, and it's a religion that you don't have a choice to be in. Like, you were born into this religion. The mainstream religions that we see are just, they're just the face. They're just the distraction from the main religion that is running rampant on the entire earth plane human experience, which is the separation program. And that's where I wanted to get into explaining the story that I was talking about. But before I get there, I want to finish this dream thread. So the separation program, that's the intricacies of it. That's what I want to get into next. I'm saying that mostly for myself, so I remember. But the dreams. So yeah, dreams. So this separation program separates you from your dreams. And when you are separated from big chunks of energy in your life, in your experience, then that makes you more susceptible to being controlled. So the more intricate that those separation pieces are, the more slick that these alchemical codes are, the easier it'll be for you to slip right out of your center mass, your maximum potential and slip into a destructive, powerless, codependent environment, and all the way up to channeling your sort of godlike perspectives or energies, like your relationship to the Most High. You can channel that into stuff like NASA, and this is what's going on now. When you believe in the Big Bang and the evolutionism and dinosaurs and that you came from a monkey, and when you believe in that limitation, the individuals, the entities that gave you that information become your God. When they tell you that there's no Most High, that's just poppycock. And when they put an accent on it and they tell you that the biggest ever supernova ever has been debunked, and they give you that, this is why you have English accents on every single article that you see. Every single Mars lander crash update. When they talk about 3 planets that shouldn't exist. When they tell you the Apollo program's loneliest astronauts. They get this is an actual alchemy that they flip on you. And you start to worship these vibrations as the smartest monkey's vibrations in your relationship to the human experience. And you live in the sleeping subconscious. That's what it is. It's a sleeping subconscious. So your subconscious is never really asleep, but your relationship to the subconscious can be asleep. If you're asleep, then you have, like, if you're consciously asleep and you allow your subconscious relationship to go to sleep, which is not having any dreams, not having any intuition, not having any connection with your true anchors, then you're in a sleeping subconscious. So excuse me. So your dreams are a waking subconscious. If you have a relationship with your dreams and you reconnect with your dreams and you can get information from your dreams, just think about, like, I used to feel like really strong when I was a kid, and I'm feeling that now because it's starting to come back, because my dreams are starting to be more, I have a deeper connection with my dreams, and I'll get into why that is, but to explain it from a childlike perspective, like, you can do some amazing things in your dreams, and you know that that's who you are. When you wake up, you know that you can't really do that stuff because you're just a kid, but you know who you are when you're in your dreams. So imagine that relationship, going to sleep over time because you're just buying into the physical reality that the public education system has conditioned you to limit yourself as. That's what happens overall. The highest vibrating beings on this earth plane are these children, and they are the ones that are most attacked. Their subconscious vibrations are the most attacked by these so-called powers that be. Cartoons. This is why all this shit, look at the font. Look at the thumbnails for this stuff. This is for children. This is not for adults. Adults might overall look at this, but this is for even the adults that look at this. This is for the child mind. This is why it's all cartoons. Like, look at this. Are aliens signaling us? 3 missions that could have changed history. The Mars lander crash. What went wrong? Why are the inner and outer planets different? This is for children. This is for the subconscious mind. So you can see how this magic spell, pretty much like Hollywood movies, this magic spell is designed to have an effect, to create an effect on children and adults. And me, reconnecting with my dreams, I can tell you from experience that going back, reconnecting with my dreams from that inner child perspective has, like, in one sense, it's really empowered me because I've done some amazing things in dreams. Just imagine, like, I've I've actually used like the Star Wars, the Force. I've actually used the Force in dreams. There were entities walking by like outside my window as I was dreaming, and I just put my hands up, and I was like kind of aware, so I'm like, what the hell am I doing? But then I knew there was a reason why I did that, because my hands in the dream felt like something was going on, and I focused my attention and energy on my hands and started to push like whatever kind of energy out of my hand, and eventually it started to take effect on the shadows that were walking across the window. I've also used that energy in this crazy, like, I've had dreams where it's been like angel and demon wars, where I was standing around a circle of fire, like this pit of fire, and there was this, I can just explain, like a man witch or whatever that is, that was standing on the other side, and we were both wearing like long coats of some sort, and I just remember feeling it like a, and looking to the other side, and that energy, that being was trying to push me somewhere. And I just remember putting my hands up and my fingers a certain way and pushing that being, like really, like, it was a fight. It was like an energetic war. And I ended up like, as long as you, so just as much as you can wake up, this is the thing with dreams, just as much as you can wake up from a nightmare, you can also wake up from completing the dream, the challenge of the dream. That's the other side of nightmares that we don't realize. And you can have, like, it's not like pride. It's not like a pride that you have. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's a sense of like experience that, like, you're full of life, in a sense that you, like, when you do something really amazing in your waking space, like when you're playing sports or something like that, or when you do something for somebody else and it's like really impactful on their lives, and when you do really amazing things, that's energy. You actually are experiencing that energy. So when you do that in a dream space, you're actually waking up. Just imagine like children waking up every morning from having done something really amazing. Like, that's the other side of nightmares, is that you can complete your dream, like mission complete. You've done what you needed to do. There's nothing that could have fucked with you in that dream. You did it, and now wake up and do whatever it is you're going to do, and then come back into the dream later on, and then, you know, whatever it is. This is what the dream realm is, and what kind of effect it can have on your conscious reality. Like, I've been in, like, there was an earthquake in one of my dreams, and when I was living in Oakland, the water, it's right on the water. So I knew I was in downtown Oakland, and I knew at that moment that there was going to be a giant tsunami. I actually went to the highest building with a crew. It was like 5 of us. While everybody else was running crazy, everybody was running away, I knew that I had to go to the highest building to see where I needed to focus my energy. And there was like 5 of us that knew that too. And they were friends that I knew, but we weren't together until we met up. We met up at that point at the highest building. And we actually stopped a giant tsunami that was hundreds of stories tall. Like, I mean, huge, and you could see it. It just towered over the entire bay. It's like if the entire bay of the Bay Area just emptied out, and it was just going to, and it just held there. We were just holding it there with our hands, and I remember just feeling so amazing in that moment because it was. I mean, just imagine something like that. Imagine like a kid doing that, and like how they would have to interpret that, and if they had an elder to tell them what that is and what's going on and interpret this information. And this is stuff that can actually, it can change your life if you make a relationship with this, and it just kind of gets pushed to the side because it doesn't fit the bill of the university system, and this garbage that gets pumped out as what's important, what you should be focusing on. It's literally stealing your dreams. This is what the physical reality is about. It's about stealing your dreams and disempowering you and locking you into limitation and codependency on the system that separated you in the first place. It's literally the spiritual Stockholm syndrome. So on that note, I can shift into, so yeah, I would recommend really connect with your dreams. Listen to your children when they're telling you their dreams. Encourage them to dream, and at least try to make a relationship with that space. If they have alarm clocks, don't if they're moving from younger kids to older kids, don't give them alarm clocks. Like, take it upon yourself to go and wake up your kids on your own. Just sit at the bed quietly, and just wait for them to feel your presence and wake up naturally, because alarm clocks just completely steal your dreams. They steal your focus. It's like, you're up, you're here, this is reality, shut the fuck up with all that subconscious hoopla and just get to work. That's what alarm clocks do. It's designed to do that. So if you sit at the bed, then your warm presence as a parent will help your children hold on to that space. And it's extremely important from my perspective. So anyway, it's like there's a true spiritual connection without having to get into any kind of structure. It's your own spiritual connection, like your natural spiritual connection to everything, to your entire experience, to your ancestors. Like, you can have dreams with people who have passed on. You can get messages. You can get all kinds of things. You can, oh man, there's so many things that you can do in your dream space, and it like adds a depth to your life overall. To your waking space is more full of life and connection when you can reconnect with people. Like, I've had a dream where I was hanging out with Dr. Martin Luther King, like in an old house, like in the 60s. And the downstairs of the house was my childhood house, with the upstairs we were like teaching this one student. And literally, like, I was born in 82, so I've never been around Dr. Martin. I've only seen videos and heard speeches, and I was lucid in that dream with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and we were just hanging out, talking about, what are we going to talk about? And just, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you could do in your dreams. And these are the kinds of experiences that you can have, like from fighting like these demons and flying and interacting with amazing people, and even your like people who have passed on, like grandparents and whoever, friends, whoever it is. And there's always a message with it. There's always messages there. So it's it's deep. It really is deep, and it can really add like a really beautiful balance to your waking reality, if you challenge yourself to do that. And like for people who are having difficulty, who are still smoking cannabis, like I said before in a previous video, it's not a universal thing, but I've realized and asked other people and spoke about this in other videos, but cannabis does affect, it's like an alarm clock. It does affect the way I remember and experience my dreams. It gets cloudy. It gets very cloudy. And like I said, it's not universal for everybody, but it does have an effect on mine personally, and other people have said that too. So that's one way. It's one way you can adjust the frequency or start to play with, what's going on. So I guess that's basically what I wanted to share with that idea, or that information about dreams. As far as the experience goes and the story of separation, I wanted to share kind of like how I was just feeling it is in reference to dreams too, but I guess a lot of people who come from like biblical perspectives can see a lot more than this. But I guess I'm gonna come from like a destructive and creative intelligence perspective in the platform, in the experience of the Most High Essence overall. So there's the Most High Essence, then there's the creative and destructive intelligence. And for those who come from biblical perspectives, you can see this as like the story of Lucifer and the first fallen angel, and cast out, and so on and so forth. How I'm interpreting this, as far as just like separation, basically, and consciousness making a god out of itself, and making kings and gods out of itself, by separating itself from the Most High godliness. And the way it can do that is with illusion and creating universes for people, creating laws for people in separation, creating ignorance in people. And this goes all the way up to the globe model and so on and so forth. Like I said in previous videos, the heliocentric model and the university system on a spiritual warfare perspective is about making you worship the information and the perspectives that are sent down by entities who ultimately just mean to control you. That is, just as much as these individuals want to be king, just imagine like what those individuals who are already in their mentalities from the illusions that have added up to this separation program on a massive scale, they now want to make themselves out to be God. And the more they can be God is based upon how separate from the Most High Essence the people who empower them as gods and kings, how separate they are from understanding their true connection and relationship to the Most High Essence, the experience itself, not the energies within the experience. So this is how I was seeing like the shifting in consciousness, and how people are actually, and how a lot of people say that this place is hell, like this place, this density. Like, to hold that perspective, I'll take that perspective for right now and say, well, and agree with it for this moment and say, okay, well, the body, the human body, the physical platform, the physical vessel, housing, in one perspective, housing a soul, a spirit, can be understood as the separation program. And to be separated from the Most High energy could be interpreted as hell or whatever it is. And not to get emotionally charged or whatever. But this platform, this physical reality, density, an experience that can separate your consciousness through perspective from the Most High. Another way to see this is that when you are born, your memories of previous lives or whatever it is are completely washed. Like you are on a blank slate. You are coming here into this reality, and this reality, like discovery science and all this other shit, is designed to continue that separation process. They don't give a shit about you understanding your relationship to spirit. They want to lock you into the physical reality. So you can see it again as the children of the original separator are the kings of this experience. And in order for them to maintain their kingdom, their domain dominance over you, they have to convince you from a baby and generations upon generations that they own your ass. Enter in the fiat currency system, the university system, the heliocentric model, the Big Bang, scientism, dinosaur programming, all these laws that get created by Einstein and Isaac Newton and Copernicus and so on and so forth. And in order to maintain that dominance, they have to literally take you out, kill your leaders, kill your civilizations that challenge the system. So all of your indigenous and aboriginal cultures who had a direct relationship to nature and spirit were labeled as primitive and savage and were cut out. Any connections that you have, cut the rainforest down. So they're cutting out the indigenous people. When they cut the rainforest down, they're cutting the nature, they're destroying the oceans and so on and so forth. In order to maintain dominance, the natural connections must be severed. So this is why you have no connection with your dreams, no connection with each other, generic ass relationships, worshipping of celebrities, which are your stars and your superstars. So you're basically the as above, so below perspective is in Hollywood, in politics. So you can only go the aboveness of the as above, that the highest you can go is to be as famous as fame. So you can be as famous as a Jennifer Lopez and a Drake and whatever else people that they televise for you to be worshipping as demigods, to keep you from understanding your true connections and your true power. They have to create that separation and idol worship. The university system is just another style of that. So to stay on topic, I mean that's on topic too, but stay on the focus that I was talking about. The separation program is designed to keep you from making any connections, just like the original separator who said, you know what, fuck this, I'm not going to be doing whatever it is, I'm going to create whatever it is that the Most High tells me. I'm going to make my own universe. Boom, here I am in my own universe, and I'm going to have entities, conscious entities who are separate from you. And they're going to worship me, the God of this universe, the density universe. And then those individuals who go into that experience now have to challenge themselves to come out of that darkness and into their light. Because that is the chess game. That's the experience. Because the Most High says, look, you can run as far as you want, but I made your ass. You are only able to have a fucking experience because I allowed you the opportunity to rebel. I allowed you the opportunity to create your own universe. You will never be able to separate from me. Who the fuck do you think you are? But yes, I'll let you go ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. But best believe, whatever type of beings that are birthed into that reality, they will do exactly what you did. And they will come back to the essence of who created your silly ass. And your own universe will be uprooted, flipped upside down, and activated from the essence of who I am as the Most High experience, not as you are as the original separator, who just means to make a god and king out of yourself. You can think that you will be able to do that for all eternity as you allow yourself to separate yourself from the original, the Most High essence overall. The essence that you are has an origin, has a beginning. The blood in your spirit is my blood. So yes, go ahead and make your little universe. Go ahead and have your little gods and kings down there and have them create little ignorant beings who are just going to worship whatever god and kingdom that they make down there and creating stars and all that. Go ahead and let them do that. But I bet your ass one day those babies are going to wake up and say, what the fuck is going on here? There's something more than this dense ass reality. There's something more than this simple ass separation program that we've been conditioned to believe in. I can feel it. I have a heartbeat. I have a spirit. When I go and dream, there's something infinite that surpasses the limitations of this physical reality. What is that? What is the spirit? What is the soul? Is it limited to this destructive intelligence universe that's based upon the physicality, that's based upon separation? Is that it? No. It's part of this experience, but it's not it. So what is it? So that's how I'm seeing like what this separation program is for people who are so-called waking up. This is what it means to wake up. You're waking up from the illusions of separation and waking up to your soul essence. You're waking up to the spiritual warfare. And when you wake up to the spiritual warfare, you're waking up to your spiritual essence, your most high connection essence. And as long as you continue to anchor yourself in the illusions of this synthetic universe that continue to convince you that this is the way it is, monkeys, evolution, space, Mars, the moon landing and all, NASA, SpaceX, technology, transhumanism, simulationism, worshipping of everything that has manifested from this separation program. That is the synthetic universe. That's the synthetic soul. So to reconnect with your natural soul, your spirit essence, is to rebel against the rebeller. So this is what the Most High essence in the allowance pretty much told the destructive intelligence is like, yeah, you have the ability to make yourself out to be a god. You have the ability to make little kings and little gods. But you will never be able to overtake the essence of the spirit itself. It will always exist in everything that you create, because the very blood that's in your system is the spirit blood that I created you with. So as the destructive intelligence rebelled against the Most High essence, separated itself from its own understanding of creative intelligence, the balances of nature within the Most High creative experience, the creations of even the most destructive intelligence, the most separating intelligence, even them, the children who are born in the darkest, deepest, darkest separating universes, will still wake their asses up and flip the script on this separation program. So yes, the rebeller is now being rebelled against in its own universe with the essence of that which created the original rebeller, if you want to come at it from that biblical perspective. How I really see it, like how I see it, is the same kind of way, but in a energetic perspectives of destructive and creative intelligence. It's not really a test. It's more of an experience. And through that experience, up and down frequencies, vibrations over so-called time, you always make your way back. You will find your way back to the source at your own pace. So you can continue to, so this is what happened, like I said in previous videos, when you have your children and you're the CEO of, I don't know, what kind of Bubby's Pickles, like you become the CEO of Bubby's. Then you create this giant ego, and then you're like, I did it, now I'm God. I can do anything. I'm God and king. So you create your own kingdom. That's like a boots on the ground version of kings and gods. So that's basically, you can continue to just recreate the original intent of the destructive intelligence, or you can tap into the space that's beyond that and realize that you are already the manifestation of that Most High essence that doesn't need to label itself as God or King, but is here to an experience and a reality as a manifestation of the Most High essence. See, these NASA, SpaceX, politicians, celebrities, they need to be worshipped to be seen as gods and kings. They need to have something, like the Queen of England. She is only queen. Take all that gold away that she stole from people who didn't really have the ability to defend themselves largely, like when they went and colonized Africa and just stole all the gold and the diamonds. They just stole all of those precious gems and minerals. Not to mention the consciousness, the beating down and the genociding of the people. They just stole all that energy out of there and hoarded it in underneath the university systems and the colonial banking systems. And that's how they made themselves out to be gods and kings. But it's all an illusion. Even that gold can be, you can drink gold, like on the micro scale. Like you can actually, that's part of your body. So you're not worshiping anything other than yourself. when you go into that realm. Like you are what it is, that you are that diamond essence. You're that diamond consciousness. You're that diamond, that gold space. All of that stuff that's worshipped today, that's already who and what you are to the umpteenth degree. But when it gets externalized, then it can be turned into a royal program. And you can use that illusion to control and maintain your so-called dominance over people. And you have to maintain that dominance with illusions of separation. And this is where the intention of the heliocentric model comes in. The intention of the university system, evolutionism, religionism, all these ideas that are out there to create a synthetic universe around you, or around your separation, your original separation. So yeah, that's what I was thinking the other day, is basically you can never escape yourself. You can never escape the spirit essence. You will never be able to separate yourself so far from the Most High essence that you can't come back or be aware of the Most High essence. It will never, that can't, like that's the challenge. That's the waking dream. Are you going to lock yourself into the separation program of ignorance and lack of power, disempowerment, bowing down to the university system and these physical reality gods and kings? Are you going to continue to ingest their synthetic universe, or are you going to challenge yourself to expand outside of that separation program and reconnect with your spirit? First of all, see the spiritual warfare, and then reconnect with your spirit, and then see what's beyond that. And then see how this whole system is designed to keep you in that low vibrating, that ignorant ass space. Look at your television. Like, they make money off of that. That's what this marketing is. They make money off of you killing yourself with that genetically modified food. They make money off of you being sick and cancerous. They make money out of criminalizing cannabis, from the cancer industry all the way to the prison industrial complex, with how many people are locked up because of cannabis. Like, this is all to maintain this synthetic version of gods and kings. But people who have let go of that synthetic reality remove that magic. That magic has no power over them anymore. Like, when you don't give a shit about money anymore, in a sense that it's not like it doesn't have any power over you. Like, people kill themselves over money. People kill other people over money. This is what the military industrial complex is all about, all the way down to the very the street killings that are happening. This is that as above, so below, from within a box reality. It's like, look how much destruction is happening, and they're all within a box of illusion. I'm such a god, I'm such a king to create this experience. They'll never get out of it. Ha 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 ha. As long as we keep them ignorant and separate. And when people ask, like, well, what good is the flat earth, is understanding the flat earth? Well, that's like asking what good is your soul, is understanding the depths of your soul. What good is understanding, like, you make a connection with something that's outside of the experience as a whole. You start to see more of yourself as you see more of the reality around you. And that's a truly empowering thing to be engaging in, is to let go of the universe that was created for you to believe in. To let go of the universe that all your friends and family still believe in. It's a heavy duty thing to be doing. But it's pretty much how I see it, how I experience. It's like the ultimate thing that you could do, because eventually people will make it back to the source in their own way at their own time. This is why it's nobody's fault. There's nobody's wrong for doing what they're doing. Everybody has their own time. So that's basically all I have for this video. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, from all my relations, peace